Hi everyone, I'm Marla Miller from marlamiller.com, offering another Critique My Query for the Writer magazine. I'm just going to go ahead and start reading. This one comes from the UK, which is kind of cool. All right, Dear Blank, and I'm going to read it exactly the way she wrote it. Dear Blank, Ref query letter for Ugandan affair. An adult, and this is in quotes, an adult Ugandan ex-child soldier is manipulated into facing the target of his juvenile combat heroics while working as a diplomat in London. And then end of quotes. In the aftermath of an attack on Idi Amin at a school, 13-year-old Fini is rescued by Yenzi, a rebel commander, from the wrath of Baridi, the presidential bodyguard. Nancy molds Fini into a child soldier who gains hero status on the eve of the war's end when he almost captures a fleeing Amin. As an adult, Fini yearns to escape the attention of his hero status and lobbies Yanzi, who is now a diplomat in London, for a posting away from the limelight. Nancy agrees because he secretly wants Fini to play a part in assassinating Baridi, who has reinvented himself as a security consultant in London. When Baridi finds out that Fini is in London, he plots to kill him. Baridi's fourth failed attempt attracts the interest of Scotland Yard, which institutes surveillance on Fini. After an epic confrontation with Fini, Baridi is declared dead. The Yard then secretly pressures the Ugandan mission to post Fini elsewhere in order to suffocate the media interest in the matter that could expose their illegal investigative methods and strain UK-Uganda relations. Fini is then posted to the Uganda mission in Canada, where he is unknowingly closer than ever to the supposedly deceased Baridi. I'm a first-time author whose idea came from my youth in Uganda, coupled with the questions asked of me by foreign colleagues while I was studying and working in Canada, the UK, and the USA. Unlike other works featuring Idi Amin, this one addresses the impact of his regime after his ouster. As for comparisons with The Last King of Scotland, which was about a foreign adult who should have known better, this one is about a Ugandan child who had no choice. I can provide you with a complete script for your perusal if need be. Regards. Okay. First of all, there are lots of characters here to track. And I mean, there are essentially three, and then there's, Idi Amin, who's always in the background of this. And their names are difficult. So that's a little, in terms of speed bumps, that can offer a few. Because this author keeps hitting all of those names all of the time. So that's where I would suggest that this author take a look at the story arc. Now, I know that you're trying to do a linear story arc of, okay, first this happened, and then this happened, and now this is going to happen, and this character was involved then, and this character is still involved now, and the character who, supposedly was dead is also still lingering. So I get that. I get that it's complicated, but it shouldn't read so complicated, and it does. That's number one. Number two, I don't know if this is a memoir or if it's a novel. And that's not a good thing. This author leads me to believe that it's a memoir because this author is from Uganda, where it was a child, I'm assuming, because that's what she says. So, or he. I'm sorry, the name is in terms of my knowing whether it's male or female. I don't. Okay. So I think that we have an awful lot. It's two paragraphs, and we have an awful lot here that is a bit confusing to track. However, what I like is the hook that you offer in the beginning. I'll read it again. An adult Ugandan ex-child soldier is manipulated into facing the target of his juvenile combat heroics while working as a diplomat in London. I don't know why you put it there, and this author, again, we put the query letters on the site so you can see it, but this author put it separate. So I don't know if it's the beginning of this query letter or if it's a through line. I have a feeling that this author does some script writing, because in fact called this novel a script, and they're not. So it's manuscript. Scripts, at least in the USA, are scripts. So, and it could just be, you know, a cultural thing. But I am wondering if that wasn't a through line for a screenplay. And beyond that, I think that there's some good stuff here, for sure. I think that there's some suspense, and where it read suspensefully, it definitely read suspensefully, if that's even appropriate to say. You know, this author knows how to ratchet up that tension, and did so in that first paragraph. It's just that it was a little too much for me, and it could just be all these names that I just kept juggling. Okay, now where's this one? And you want to make a query letter as easy to read and digest as possible, so that the agent or the editor says, this is interesting, I'd like to read more. I would start with that opening sentence, and I would develop it from that. So you can start in present day, and then see if that doesn't help you track this story just a bit better in this query letter, because right now there are just too many speed bumps in it, and I got lost, and you don't want an agent to get lost, or an editor. I hope that that's helpful to you. I know it's not always what we want to hear, but it's meant to be constructive criticism for you to then take a look at. If you like it, cool. If it doesn't work for you, submit as is. And you know, I could be wrong, because God knows I've been wrong once or twice in my life. Until the next time, be well, and keep writing those query letters and sending them to the magazine, because we love getting them. You can send them through my email, which is listed at the bottom of Critique My Query.